Welcome to Language 42, the podcast brought to you by Andres Felipe Sandoval Duarte and Omar Snyder Pulido Ramirez from the sixth period, and Diana Caterina Vila Manrique and Julian Diana Torres Alfonso from the seventh period. Welcome, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Good
Hello, everyone.
afternoon.
Hello.
Okay, they are all students of the bachelor's degree in foreign language with an emphasis in English from UNAD University. I am Natalie Petro, your host. In this episode, the fascinating world of AI powered language learning platforms is being delved into. As language enthusiasts ourselves, we are eager to explore both the benefits and drawbacks of artificial intelligence being integrated into our language learning journey. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is referred to as the ability of machines to simulate the thought processes, such as learning and decision making. So, in the context of language education, AI has been become an invaluable tool for personalizing the learning process, providing instant feedback and adapting study materials to individual students' needs. So, join us as we examine how AI is transforming the way language learning is approached, from personalized learning experience to real time feedback and beyond. But of course, the potential challenges and limitations of relying on AI for language acquisition will also be addressed. Last, our listeners are invited to pay close attention to the use of passive voice in the present continuous and present perfect tenses through our conversation. These linguistic tools will not only help ideas be articulated effectively, but also showcase the complexity and richness of English language. So, well, let's begin. I want to start with Omar. Could you share, please, some examples of how these platforms are improving the learning experience?
Okay, thank you very much, Natalie, for your contribution. Okay, in this case, of course, without a doubt, the language learning experience has been revolutionized by these intelligent platforms in multiple ways. In this case, in the first instance, I could mention a splendid example. Specifically, personalized learning experiences have been created by using different applications such as Grammarly, Dragon Speech Recognition, and Cogni, where the individual needs of each student are addressed based on performance data. Um, According to this, first of all, feedback has been provided in real time by each AI tool implemented, which has made it possible to launch the process of immediate adjustments and improvements if truly needed. In the same way, it is important to mention that the study materials have been frequently and constantly adapted by teachers in order to satisfy the changing needs of the students. And likewise, the effectiveness and efficiency of the language acquisition processes have improved thanks to the fact that to a certain extent, most teachers and students know how to implement each of these computer tools. And so I can express that language learning has been made more interactive and effective than ever before, thanks to artificial intelligence. And as we all know, this has marked a radical change in the way we approach mastering new languages. Furthermore, it is pertinent to highlight that the impact of these intelligent platforms goes beyond the academic field. And as such, by offering broader and more flexible access to language learning, they are democratizing education and opening new opportunities for people from diverse backgrounds and circumstances. In this sense, we must always keep in mind that this democratization of knowledge enriches individual learning experiences and, in turn, contributes to the construction of a more inclusive and globally connected society. As we could all notice, the transformation of education and the preparation of individuals for an increasingly interconnected and diverse world have been developed efficiently thanks to the use and implementation of all these artificial intelligence platforms.
Wow, Omar, thank you. It's really important what you mentioned about the democratization of knowledge and the enrichment that it has to the inclusively and global connect society. So thank you so much. Now I want to continue with um, Diana Caterine, and I would like to ask you, how do you think artificial intelligence can better adapt to those individual needs of students?
Thanks, Natalie, for your question. And well, I think artificial intelligence can adapt to individual needs of the students in several aspects. For example, in personalizing learning, artificial intelligence systems can analyze students' learning styles and preferences to provide more appropriate content and activities. In addition, it is likely that in the coming years, we will see how artificial intelligence systems will be dynamically adapting learning environments for each student. On the other hand, in the learning rhythm, artificial intelligence is being used by students to learn at their own pace without having to worry about keeping up with the rest of the class. This allows them to spend more time understanding complex contents or concepts, and finally, in providing real-time feedback, instant and constructive feedback on individual students' progress has been provided by artificial intelligence, identifying areas for improvement on a personalized basis and offering significant advantage compared to face and virtual educational environments where access to detailed feedback is often limited due to the large number of the students and the workload of educators.
Thank you so much, Diana. It's really important what you mentioned already about the personalization and education and how this kind of technologies and this kind of chat box or maybe AIs could help us to improve our learning process, avoiding some problems that we can find in a classroom. Well, thank you for all those contributions. I would like to speak now with Andres, and I would like you to tell me what are, or tell us, what are some examples of successful platforms and what features make them stand out.
Okay, Natalie, thank you very much for your question. Of course. Today we are going to start with the most successful AI in the world. Yeah, you hear about ChatGPT. Yeah, the podcast mentioned too ChatGPT. Well, ChatGPT is one of the successful AI worldwide. I think it is being used by people, yeah, worldwide. Yeah, I think it's an excellent AI because I have improved my writing, my vocabulary and grammar. Yeah, this app led me to improve my analyzing the sentences. Well, overall, ChatGPT has two versions. Yeah, there is the free version and VIP version. The um, the free version is a little limited related to the algorithm the logic and in the free bear and in the free version you are not allowed to for example allow the images, yeah, or for example the answers of this AI is a little limited, yeah. This is a limitation of free version, yeah. In the VIP version, the version is called four version. Yeah. In this version is very wider than three version. Yeah. The free version. In this version, you can allow images and the answers of this AI is more exact and more correct than in the version in the free version. Yeah. On the other hand, I am going to recommend the AI is deep right. Oh my gosh, I love this AI because mostly I this AI has led me to improve my writing skills, vocabulary, and grammar. I think the advantage of this AI has led me to improve my paraphrasing skills. Yeah, I really recommend you this app to paraphrasing and related to academic documents. Yeah, it's very important this app to students. For example, our future teachers is very important because you can paraphrase a lot of phrases with others. Yeah. Lastly, I am going to recommend you the app is called Natural Readers. Yeah, Natural Readers is an app to become to become for example the document, yeah, the writing into a speech. Yeah, in this app you can you can choose, yeah, the nationality of the speaker. Yeah, for example a speaker and for example with accent of British or American or whatever speaker you want. Yeah, or for example men or women. Yeah, I think it's very cool this app. And I think the main advantages of this app is you can improve your listen and pronunciation skills because you can compare the accents, yeah, the English, the British English and American English, even the another feature, oh my gosh, amazing feature, understanding feature of this AI has let you to allow PDF or Word or book or I'm sorry, PDF or Word document, yeah, and you can listen the that the speaker said, and it's very cool. It's an excellent exercise to improve your listening because you can learn the pronunciation. It is similar to audiobook. Yeah. This has led me to improve my pronunciation and listening skills. Even a lot of PDFs and words has been allowed it in this app. Yeah, this is my yeah. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Andres. Your comments were too fitting, and I'm sure that all the listeners will get an advantage using them because most of them I didn't know about them. For example, I use recognize ChatGPT, but even in that case, I didn't know that there were two versions. Until now, we are all talking about AI as a dream come true, as everything is flowers, but there are some issues that not only for teachers but for all the people represent maybe a danger, maybe. But I would like to ask it to Juliet, what do you think are some possible problems or limitations that you can find out in personalized learning?
Thank you. Okay. I'll do personalized learning systems rely on algorithms to analyze students' data and instructions accordingly. However, these algorithms can inherit biases present in the training data, leading to unfair treatment on incorrect recommendations, particularly for underrepresented groups. Addressing algorithm bias is crucial to ensure equitable learning opportunities for all students. On the other hand, AI powered personalized learning platforms college what amounts of students data to tailor restrictions. There are concerns about the privacy and security of this data, as well as the potential for misuse or authorized access. Safeguarding student privacy had complying with data protection regulations are essential considerations in implementing AI-driven personalized learning systems. Finally, integrating AI-driven personalized learning into classroom requiring significant teacher training and supports to effectively interpret and act on AI-generated insights. Many educators might lack the necessary skills or resources to navigate complex AI systems. Um, Hingley highlighting the importance of ongoing professional development, addressing these limitations requires careful considerations of ethical, pedagogical, and practical concerns, along with ongoing research, collaboration, and stakeholder engagement to ensure that AI-driven personalized learning approaches benefit all students equitably. Thank you.
Okay, Julia, thank you for your contributions and your comments about this team that is so sensible. Um, I agree with you, and I think in this fact it's important to highlight that ethical part, that human part, that is so important because sometimes we can think, well, as we have these tools, maybe we don't need that teacher helping us to improve our skills, but I think that the values, the feelings, and even the soul for the believers are important for the growing of people and for their own learning processes. So thank you so much. Now I would like to go back again with Omar, and I want to ask you what are examples of potential biases in AI algorithms and how could they impact the learning?
Okay, thank you very much, Natalie, for your question. Um, in this case, well, be without a doubt, I consider there are several examples of biases have been identified in AI algorithms. In the first instance, I could express that they have been developed by human programmers, which means that their precision and biases could have been involuntarily incorporated into the code. In the same way, artificial intelligence tends to learn from historical data sets, which can reflect and perpetuate existing biases in society, such as gender or racial bias. Specifically, it is clear that these biases could impact learning in several ways. On the one hand, they could intervene in content recommendations, limiting the diversity materials presented to students. On the other hand, they could affect the feedback that has been provided by the artificial intelligence, which could lead to a lack of fairness in evaluation and error correction. In turn, the personalization of learning has been affected by biases in algorithms, which has made it difficult for some students to receive an educational experience tailored to their individual needs.
Thank you, Omar. Thank you so much. It's important that thing that you mentioned because we all know that it is difficult for AI to keep up with the adaptive nature of human because we are all the time adapting to the context and learning and developing us as a society. And it is important to get our information from that source and not maybe databases that are for an period of time that we are not living right now. So now I want to ask you, Diana, again, what are the disadvantages of the lack of human we are mentioned and the lack of interaction and its impact on a student's process?
Thanks again, Natalie. From my experience as a teacher in training, I think that there are three main disadvantages of the lack of human interaction. The first is the lack of deep understanding of the contents. I have been able to observe that students use artificial intelligence to do their academic tasks or homeworks completely, limiting themselves to just copy and pasting information without paying attention to the answers it is giving them. The second disadvantage is excessive dependence. Students may become so dependent on artificial intelligence that their creativity and ability to develop their own ideas will be severely impaired. As technology will be as technology continues to advance, students will be increasingly dependent on AI, not only for academic tasks, but any type of tasks, for their distancing themselves from active learning and critical thinking. The third disadvantage is the lack of preparation for the future. The above disadvantages lead in the long run to this disadvantage because the ability to think creatively, solve problems creatively, and collaborate with others are fundamental skills that are compromised when human interaction is minimized. To conclude, I think that students should be trained in how to use artificial intelligence for learning, and educational centers should emphasize a human and AI collaboration and regulate its use, especially in classrooms.
Thank you, Diana. I like a lot what you already said because as the podcast we heard for the guide said, it is a problem when people rely on the AI in all their processes, and it's maybe I think that we should analyze and we reflect in our practice as students and also as future teachers. Well, now I want to go back with Andres. I would like you to tell us how do you think teachers have integrated or deal with AI platforms in their classes?
Okay, Natalie, thank you very much for your question. Well, I am going to start in my personal experience. I was in my pedagogical practices. I could identify some factors, yeah, some important factors related to AI, yeah, AI use in classrooms, yeah. Firstly, I wanted to say that in the classrooms, teachers teachers are continuing using the traditional teaching languages. Yeah, for example, books and guides and notebooks are being used in classrooms. Yeah, unfortunately, in Colombia, AI is not as used as in the other countries. I think this is a disadvantage for our country. Yeah, because not all the schools use the AI in their classrooms because it depends on technological sources of the school. Yeah, I think this element is very important to consider. Yeah, to consider to analyze the using of AI in the schools. Yeah. Secondly, I want to say that I want to say in my personal experience, yeah, in a school where I was, yeah, I could identify this school had a rich technological resources, sorry, technological sources, but teacher didn't use properly these resources because she she continued using the traditional methods. Yeah, for example, guides, copies, a notebook, and copy and write in your notebook. Yeah, but she didn't use the technological resources to teaching English for a second language. Yeah, I think this is a disadvantage for the classrooms. Yeah, because the students must be sorry, the students may be boring, very bored about the classrooms. Yeah, because this because we as a teachers we have to take advantage of the technological resources because this is a contemporary education. Yeah, in my opinion, I recommend teachers. Some teachers, unfortunately, have been allowed it related to the contemporary methods to teach English. Yeah, I think it's a serious problem for current education system. Yeah, I think it's very important. It's very important to use the AI in classrooms because AI just has been considered is a support. Yeah, it's a support in our classrooms, and the education system will be transformed by the AI in the future. Yeah, it is expected to the education system will be transferred with the AI apps. I recommend you, obviously, as a future teachers, only only AI apps use only to speaking skills to improve speaking skills, no for writing on grammar. Yeah, I think students, the most of the students have difficulties to listening and speaking skills. Yeah, in my case, for example, in that time, I recommend, I recommended them, yeah, using natural readers, natural readers and natural readers. Yeah, because in my opinion is very important that app to improve the communication skills instead of writing or grammar skills. Okay. Oh, thank you very much. This is my input about this question. Yeah.
Thank you, Andres. It calls my attention that you finished your intervention talking about how you think that it is expected that the education system will be transformed by AI in the future, because it is exactly the question I'm going to do, Juliet, is about how do you think these platforms will evolve in the future and how will we implement them as teacher? Of course, we are in a revolution. How do you think about it?
Okay, thank you very much, Natalie, for your question. In the future, AI driven personalized learning platforms are likely to evolve in several ways. Improved personalization, advancing machine learning algorithms, and natural language processing will enable these platforms to provide even more tailored learning experience for individual students. This system will better understand students' strengths, weaknesses, learning styles, and preferences, allowing for more precise adaptive instructions. AI-driven platforms will continue to expand access to educational content by providing personalized recommendations based on students' interests and abilities. Additionally, these platforms may leverage natural language generation to create custom learning materials tailored to individual student needs. As teachers implementing these advanced platforms will require several strategies, professional development. The teachers will need ongoing training and support to effectively leverage AI-driven personalized learning tools. Professional development programs should focus on developing educators' digital literacy, data interpretation skills, and pedagogical strategies for integrating AI into introductions. Collaborations with AI. Teachers are with AI as collaborative partner rather than a replacement for traditional teaching methods. Be working alongside AI systems. Teachers can leverage technology to en- enhance their teaching practice, personalize instructions, and address individual students' needs more effectively. Data informing instructions. Teachers must utilize the data and insights generated by AI-driven platforms to inform their instructional decisions, by analyzing students' performance data, identifying learning trends, and adjusting teaching strategies. Accordingly, educators can optimize student learning outcomes, custom, customization, and flexibility. Teachers should have the flexibility to customize AI-driven learning experience to meet the diverse needs of their students. This may involve tailoring content and hosting pacing and improving additional support or enrichment opportunities as needed. Ethical considerations. Teachers must be mindful of the ethical implications of using AI-driven personalized learning platforms, including issues relative to privacy, bias, and equity. Educators should advocate for ethical AI practices, promote inclusivity, and ensure that technology serves the best interests of all students. Be embracing AI-driven personalized learning platforms and adopting a learning-centered approach. Teachers can empower students to achieve their full potential, foster a culture of lifelong learning, and preparing students for success in an increasingly complex and dynamic world. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Juliet. Well, and also thank you to all our guests for having their knowledge and perspectives shared in this fascinating episode about the impact of artificial intelligence in education. It has been a pleasure exploring these relevant and promising topics. We hope it has been enjoyed by our listeners as much as it has been by us. So, bye bye and thank you all.
Bye bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye
bye,
bye. Thank you
dear
very much.
mates. Bye bye. See you.